Sebastian here for Pro Boxing Fans, here with none other than Johnny, the main man. How you doing, mate? You all right?
I'm all right. I'm good. It's nice to start 2022 with this show for Sky. It's pretty good. It's pretty cool.
Big show. Ben just sort of said it there. Non-box office, good card. You've got Claressa Shields. You've got obviously a main event that a lot of people are buzzing about. We saw the views from Your Gloves Are Off, which we'll talk about as well, which are hitting good numbers. Means good attention for this fight.
Of course, and that's what I'm saying. It's the whole month's pretty good. Next it's Carl Brook, and after that Taylor. I just think if you're a boxing fan, I'm quite sure the other shows going on all over the world. It's good, and it's a chance for the public to see the likes of Claressa Shields over here in the UK. Have debate over Eubank-Williams. See the debut of Dubois, and see some of the old boys, Jenkins in Argo. They are good some fights now.
Let's talk about the main event. You had both fighters with you, and the gloves are off. You saw them look into each other's eyes, sort of throw insults at each other, do what they needed to do. But what did you get from that? You've got that confidence of Chris Eubank. You've got that person that just wants to beat Chris Eubank in Liam Williams. What did you see when you sat with both fighters?
When we do the gloves are off, you've got some fighters that are very media savvy. They know how to talk, how to present themselves, how to be cool under that spotlight when the camera's on. Some people aren't like that. Some people, they kind of act out of character. They kind of, it puts a spotlight on them they don't want. That's what we saw in the gloves are off. Chris seemed very cool. He said, "Don't blame the player, blame the game." Liam, he was tight, he was tense. He just didn't want to do that nonsense. He just thought, I just want to fight. And you get that a lot. You'll see it with Brook and Khan. You will see that a lot. It don't take that away. That doesn't take anything away from the fight. You've just got different personalities. Chris is used to being around the cameras. This is that. But when you talk about what fighters said to each other, I think Liam and Matt Macklin himself, he said, "You know what? I actually see Liam technically being a better boxer than Chris." And I actually saw it differently. Good, it creates debate. But I did see that Chris he's brought on board with Roy Jones. Roy Jones, to bring him a bit of that boxing finesse. Liam can fight as well as box. So who's a better boxer, who's a better fighter? We don't know, but what we do know is if you get up close and personal, it'll favour Liam more than it will Chris. Chris has got an amazing engine, he's very fit, he's taller, he's boxed at a higher level, he's boxed at a higher level when you look at his resume, but I just think it's an intriguing fight. Liam's at home in Cardiff. He was buzzing yesterday, when he did a public workout. He's not intimidated whatsoever. And whereas Chris is just being Chris. Chris needs to respect Liam. He needs to understand what's in front of him. When you respect a man, then you box to the best of your ability. When you underestimate a man will surprise you and do stuff you don't expect. So that's why this fight can be won and lost before the bell has gone. And in regards to attitudes and game plan, I think Liam has the attitude of a hungry fighter with a chip on his shoulder. Chris has the attitude of a fighter that's been there, expects to stay there, and you're just one of my detractors. Let me get rid of you. So I think the fight will kick off 3 rounds in, 2-3 rounds in. I don't think he'll go the distance though.
What do you make of Liam Williams leaving the Ingle gym, the gym that you know really well, to join up with Adam Booth before such a big fight?
I was surprised if I'm honest with you. But then, and I've said it many times before, if I was an Ingle fighter and I left the Ingle gym, which I would never have done, Adam Booth is a trainer I would have gone to. Adam Booth's a clever guy. He thinks kind of along the same. He's tactically. He's smart. He'll probably give you that more one-on-one that you probably would get at the gym. Our gym is in Winkerbank. So he's not done a bad move. If he did a dumb move and went to a trainer, I thought, "What are you doing, man?" I'd have said it. But it's not a bad move he's done. He's done a move that suits him. It's not very different from where he's come from. And it's just got a bit more close and personal with Adam Booth working with him. So I get that. So it's not a dumb move. I do think it's a bit of a risque move so close to such a big fight. But Adam will I think there won't be that much of a change in regards to changing his style ridiculously and things like that. And Adam's no fool. He doesn't knowingly take on a loser, you know. So he's trained Chris already, so he knows that he thinks he'll be able to get the beating of Chris with tactics that he knows what Chris is good at and knows what he's bad at.
That Chris Eubank that he had back then, or that was briefly with him a couple of years ago, to the Chris Eubank that we see now with Roy Jones Jr. Do you feel that we are seeing a totally new Chris Eubank? Do you feel like Roy Jones is implementing more of a boxing side to Chris? What do you see with this Roy Jones and Chris Eubank link up?
Well, I know Chris like his father. You know, his father used to say, "My son doesn't need a coach." Up to a certain level. I don't know. I could see him. I could have seen Chris and Adam clashing with that, because Adam ain't no bystander. He's like, "This is what we're doing." And if Chris is thinking, "Nah, I'm struggling to actually take orders from somebody," then so now he's grown and he's thinking, "You know what? I do need that. I knew some input, that a word of somebody I listen to and respect." So now he's working with Roy. I don't think Roy's no bystander. So Chris is now mature to say, I need a little bit of sprinkle of something special on top of what I've got already to make me the rounded fighter. So with maturity comes wisdom, and I think he's picked someone to add more to what he's got.
How much do you have to balance it out, though? We know what sort of fighter Chris is. Come forward, combinations, relentless, you know. But like we saw with AJ, he tried to implement too much of a boxing style, and we saw what happened in the Usyk fight. How much do you have to sort of balance it out? I know he wants to learn more, but you can't. He's 32 years old. You can't try to teach him more.
Yeah, he's going to show him what he's capable of doing. He doesn't want to lose that crass edge, you know. And like AJ's learning, he doesn't want to lose that crass edge. Like Dylan's one, you don't want to lose that crass edge. You want to be able to have that refined artillery within your fight, but you want that crass edge to be able to bully people and get everybody that's in front of you. So I think Roy is just showing him other things he's capable of doing. I don't think Chris is going to try and completely change his style. I do think that Chris will use what he's got as much as he's got, but I don't think it'll really hurt him. I think mentally more than anything else, at times when he wants to have a tear, Roy's going, "Whoa, slow down, son, back off." You know, that's what we'll see, but I don't think it'll be that detrimental to him.
I want to talk about Claressa Shields, who's obviously fighting on this card. We're waiting for that big fight to happen between her and Savannah Marshall. The talk's been massive. I spoke to Savannah about this. I said, you know, we've seen a lot of great female fights. We saw Natasha Jonas against Kate Sale and everything else. But I feel like this one's a bit different. It's got a bit more behind it, a bit more bad blood.
Yeah, because the only person that's beaten Claressa, which bugs Claressa, no matter what, is the fact that Savannah's beat her. This English girl's beat her. I'm coming over and this Brit's beat her. You know, so that bugs her. So there's a bit of needle there, but it's a good fight. Savannah's not fooled by the stardom that comes with Claressa. Savannah's attitude hasn't changed. I'll beat you once, I'll beat you again. So it'll be good. It will be good.
Picking this up with Johnny Nelson. Johnny, we had to cut it off for the press conference, but let's talk about it again. I want to talk about Jake Paul, which is why the reason why I wanted to grab you was we're talking about female boxing. Jake Paul has announced with Amanda Serrano this big fight, which I talked to Claressa just then, how big is just growing very quickly is female boxing. But Jake Paul, how good is he for the sport?
He's very good. And listen, and I've not all of a sudden changed my mind. It's good for the sport, and like it or not, he's a boxer. He's a boxer. The problem is he's getting world-class attention, treatment and payment, and he's a novice. And people are hating on him because he's getting all that attention as a novice, but he's just fighting. He's a little rich kid that's fighting and getting results, being able to pick who he wants to fight. And he's got people talking about it. And if he's helping other fighters come through to get options, get fights, good. It's a good thing. Just get with the times, people. Stop hating. I'm not saying this boy's while he can get away with picking people that can't fight, or picking bums, or picking old men to fight, let him get away with it. There's nothing has changed where you see an Olympian getting there with some guy that's had 33 fights, one zilch. He's a novice. The problem is he's getting world-class treatment, attention, money. So don't hate the player, hate the game. So I ain't got a problem with him at all.
Just want to talk about big pay splits that happened last week. Tyson Fury, Dillian Whyte. Seems like the fight's happening. Dillian's gone a bit quiet, which has put everyone on edge. But what do you make of that fight?
First of all, purse play is great. It means there's money still in the game. It means there's demand for the fight. It means the promoters, the businessmen that know that as well, if they're going to bid that kind of money. Number one. Number two, it's good that because the only bad thing about it is Dillian hasn't said anything. Now, we've learned a lesson from AJ Fury where everybody's thinking the fight's done. The only person that never said anything was AJ. So that told me, and so we've learned that we've had the gypsy's warning. So until we hear it from Dillian's mouth, then even though the business side of it's done, then we're on. I actually think we're in this position where it's like buying a car, where they're haggling. Your tyres are flat. Give me £10 off. Give me £100 off. Dillian is a fighting man. Tyson Fury is a fighting man. The business is done by the businessmen that are working for them. I know both Tyson Fury and Dillian Whyte would fight for nothing. So please don't be mistaken and thinking Dillian's not fighting because he don't get what he wants. Because I think when it gets to the line, the fight's on, man. They're just trying to haggle for as much as they possibly can, which you can't blame them. And so good. So be cool. Let's enjoy it. But let's just not get carried away. Wait till you hear it from the horse's mouth. Wait till you hear it from Dillian. Wait till you hear it from the fighters, not the people talking behind them. Because that's what, unfortunately, the press, that's what the public do, getting excited about a rumour that's set by the fighter's mate, friend, sister, brother, great-great-great-great-granddaddy. So let's just be patient.
How do you see that fight playing out, though? We were assuming the fight's going to go ahead and everything's going to be fine.
It goes ahead. I wouldn't put my house on it, but I think Tyson Fury has proved he's the best fighter heavyweight in the world. Dillian's my boy. I will back him to high heaven. I like Dillian. I like Tyson. I like everything they've both done for the game. But I wouldn't put my house on. I'd put my house on it because Dillian could upset the apple cart. Because Dillian is awkward. Dillian is hungry. Dillian can punch. Dillian is raw and rugged. Tyson Fury is all of those and proved it and unbeaten. And done it on against the most dangerous man in the world 3 times. So you've got to no matter who you support or who's your boy, you've got to back. You've got to say, Tyson Fury. And it's not out of order. It's just thinking that's how it is. The guy's proved it. What more has he got to do for people to just think, you know what? All right, it's not a shit house, and that's just how it is.
Then the other flip of the coin is that we're going to see Anthony Joshua, Oleksandr Usyk, which is there's all this rigmarole about step size and whatever else. It seems like if this fight's going to happen, that fight should happen now. It also seems like Anthony Joshua's going to have a new trainer. Do you feel like it's a big risk now, moving in a massive fight in his career to change trainer?
No, I don't. You've got to look at what Anthony Joshua's done in the short space of time while he's been boxing. So in the short space of time while he's been boxing, he's achieved so many things. So he's done it his way. He's made 2 mistakes, and he's hoping to rectify the second mistake. And you have to rectify the first one. Anthony Joshua, both he and Tyson Fury, Dillian Whyte, have had that. They had that rough edge that got them to where they are now, and then they've become more refined and more eloquent in their boxing, and that's why they've acquired losses on their record. So now what they want to do is they want to be able to mix the two of them, like Tyson Fury. Tyson can fight dirty and he can box. So there's no problem with mixing the two of them, and I think Anthony Joshua's learned that lesson. He tried to beat Usyk at his own game. It didn't work, so now he's got to go in there and think, nah, man, I've got to bring some rough edge back to it again, as well as being able to box. And that's what Tyson Fury's got to do when he boxes. That's what Dillian Whyte's got to do when he boxes Tyson Fury. And if these guys have got it right, the one that's got it right is Tyson Fury. He's not made a mistake and learned the lesson that way. Anthony Joshua and Dillian Whyte can both benefit from that because they are both rough diamonds that can fight.